Good afternoon, humans. While I wait for this bus to take me to go get some repairs, I thought it would be an interesting topic to start on, referring specifically to like the type of energy that makes itself known in my life. Now, it might sound weird, like that might sound weird, but it's actually something that I am learning to understand and appreciate in my everyday life. So, for example, I don't know if you've ever heard of the name Shiva before, but a few years ago, I'd say about 3 or 4 years ago, Shiva kind of like popped up in my mind and in a book. And once I started looking more into it, it just became something that was a consistent and steady draw for me. I think the reason for that, well, I'll tell you an interesting fact. That Shiva is supposed to represent, at least the Adi Shiva, is supposed to represent everything in existence. So it's a very close definition to what I define as God, right? So I thought it was also an important note, though, is that the into this thought process, which is the main thing of what like all of that is. Like, I'll say Hinduism specifically, just so that we're not confused about what I'm talking about. It's more of like thought and psychological development than it is about worship to a degree. I mean, any organized religion to a degree has different categorizations of what people will do with the same information, but it's always leading to being about you becoming a self-actualized person in some degree and understanding how you fit within your ecosystem. So that was like one of the first ones that is still to this day continuing to evolve. At this moment, it's more Bhairava, and it's also starting to tilt more towards Tibet and like northern India, Tibet, Cambodia, Thailand, all those manifestations of the same manifestation. And the differences between that and Buddhism, which Buddhism and Hinduism, they both like originate from the same region, but they are different philosophies and different uses for the person who observes them. Alright, so I put the number just to make my loading easier. But so that is just like one of the evolutions that continue. Well, I'll say this. After Shiva, which, there was a trinity. There's a trinity. And the reason why it was even three was because there were two that were arguing about who actually was like the top god. And then a beam of light shot down through all of the worlds and made itself known. And that is Shiva. But after that, then there's division. When you go from spirit into physical, it's all about divisions anyway. So that division is when he has Shakti and Shiva. And Shakti and Shiva are the same, but they're different because, again, it's about the differences created between the division of the two. So then it becomes Shakti, who is everything that could be, like black matter, and Shiva is everything that is, which is the jump from the number 0 to the jump to the number 1. So after Shiva made itself in my life in some capacity, then there was Kuan Yin, or Green Terra. And Green Terra or Kuan Yin, depending on where you take the influence came in a dream for me. And of course, it was a learning process, so I didn't instantly know who it was. I just was gravitated towards the situation, just like with Shiva. And so Kuan Yin is actually one of the most recognized female Buddhas, maybe in some capacities, the only female Buddha. And so this all of this though led me to the discovery of the different levels, which there's Buddha, which is also synonymous with the term Christ, but Christ is as a title versus Christ as a person specifically. So you have Buddhas, then you have Bodhisattvas, then you have wisdom kings, and each one of them again after Shiva, which Shiva is the manifestation. And there's a hawk over there. Let's see if I can catch it. Yeah, I hope I caught it on camera. But anyway, so after the levels, all of them always at that point create a opposite but equal power. That's a condition of Earth living, at least up until maybe soon in the future. We never know, but it creates, and it's called masculine and feminine for that reason, not because they're necessarily, because again it's spirit we're talking about. And whenever earthbound wise, that's when the genitals matter to a degree, and that's only when you're worried about reproduction versus masculine and feminine properties, which again is a label of division versus it being attributes with a connotation. To the next thing, one that it's funny because Ganesh and is Kartikeya, and I apologize for forgetting the name of Kartikeya, as well as Ganesha. The son, the other son of Shiva, both of the sons of Shiva, along with the Bhairavas, have made, I shouldn't say have made themselves known because it's energy. So I've been able to observe them to a degree after starting to understand, observe, and have forms of respect for these energies that exist. That I don't worship them per se. I don't grovel. It's more of understanding what that is in existence in creation. So under creation, within creation, is what these energies are representing. I think the most interesting one that has been more of a thing that I searched out just based off of attributes is Harihara. And Harihara is the ancient Cambodian version of Shiva, which is a connection between Shiva and Vishnu. So like I said, it goes back to the Trinity, right? Brahma, who is the creator, but not Shiva, the creator. So more than likely, I'm still doing research, but I don't much search into Brahma. But if I know anything about biblical information as well as Jewish information, or I should say Hebrew information, this would be most similar to Yaldabaoth, who created the seven heavens, the seven heavens in the in the world that we live in now. That's who I would attribute to Brahma. Then Vishnu is the continuer. So Vishnu is most similar to what you would consider Jesus Christ, but there's also Krishna, who to me sounds like is literally the Jesus Christ of the Bible. So I don't like the Jesus Christ of the Bible versus the energy of Jesus Christ, which is not embodied, which is Christ. And then Shiva, who is the transformer. I like to use the word transformer because destroyer has a connotation. All right, and I guess last but not least, the most recent energy that I've been able to observe is Kali. Kali or Kaula versus Kali. So Kali, not Kali. Kali or Kaula. And this is also, so this is when it goes back into Shiva, because again, you know, as you go further down into the iconography of the incarnate version versus the overall things and the visions that are made as time passes for relevancy. Kali and Shiva, well, there are the ten Mahadevas, which are the feminine, their feminine powers, and Kali is a division of that feminine power. The story goes that Shiva was going to leave, so his wife Shakti divided into 10 different versions of herself, and to block the exits, so to speak. And so essentially, Kali is a version of Shakti, but Shakti is the Adi Shakti, or the overall feminine, and Shiva is the overall masculine. And then again, put it all together is where you get to God. But again, that definition is also called Shiva. So anyway, it's been interesting learning about these things because you know, it adds a lot of context to different culture, as well as what that different culture means about things that we all universally experience. Peace.